Hi everyone, I'm Tyler with Bedford Camera and Video. I'm sorry we couldn't meet in person this year at the Ozark Media Arts Festival, but I'm excited that we're able to share from our PhotoCon Live virtual learning series with you. Today, we have Jamie Cobb, and she'll share with you how she turned one small photo booth with one client into a successful, profitable, and highly requested photography company. You'll learn the top things you can do now to push your business forward each day. Take some notes, and we hope you enjoy.
Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the virtual series of The Hustle. So a little bit about me. I started in photography as a hobby at a young age. My dad, I believe, bought my first camera when I was 8 years old. I fell in love with photography and everything about photography. In high school, I applied for a job at Walmart as a photo lab technician because at the time it was all film, as we know, and I had a darkroom at the house. And I loved that whole process of being able to take photos, process the images, and then deliver them to my clients. So I wanted to continue that love and passion through Walmart and work at the photo lab through high school and through college. Once I graduated college from UCO, I was hired by the Oklahoman as a classified account executive. I handled automotive, real estate, and employment agencies and all their advertising needs. I loved being able to help, learn, and grow using my skill sets that I had in college and through my childhood and apply them to my first professional job. I worked at the Oklahoman roughly about 8 years before I was recruited to become the Bob Howard Auto Group's marketing director. Through all of these jobs, I continued my passion of photography. I did it on the side, and I would always hustle in the current jobs that I had. I don't want to say I was double dipping, but with the Bob Howard job, I would go to a trade show. I would set up the Bob Howard table, hand out keychains and koozies, and really nobody would come talk to me. I asked my boss if I could buy a photo booth out of my own pocket, and we put it in the trade show or whatever event we were sponsoring. And the example I'm going to give you is Edlin. So when Edmund and Edmund played at Wantland Stadium at UCO, we set up a photo booth, and I had to get security to go to the end of the line to say no more pictures. What was so magical about that photo booth and that experience is people were getting a photo of them with our Bob Howard logo branded image on there. So they took it, they hung it up in their cubicles at work or their lockers at school or their refrigerators at home, and they kept that photo because it was of them. So one photo booth led to 2 photo booths, 2 led to 4, 4 led to 8, and before I know it, I have a business and I can walk away from a great job that I loved, but now I'm doing what I really love and what I'm passionate about, and that is photography. I have 3 little kids. They all have 4 legs, Bella, Lucy, and Daisy. And this year, they got on the payroll. And so they have now become spokes dog, and they've been print models last year, but really they got on the payroll this year. So these 3 and my boyfriend Brendan are the main reasons I hustle. I want them to become, used to the lifestyle they've become accustomed to, and I want to continue to spoil them with spa days and me being able to be home, because my studio is at our home, and be able to work from home doing what I love every single day and getting to spend time with these 3. So a little bit about Photoville. Photoville has a studio in Arcadia. Photos are on the next slide. We do photo booths, photography, full service videography, social media management, event planning, balloon decor, and I'm an automotive dealership consultant for 4 dealerships in Texas and a couple here in Oklahoma City. Here's just a few pictures of what the studio looks like. It's been, cluttered, I guess is what I would say. As you can see, I have more gear, more backdrops, and more photo stations inside the studio. We also have different types of photo booths. We have the open air photo booths, the roaming photo booths, we call them the mobile photo booths, and the selfie stations. Not only do we have those type of photo booths, but we also have a photo booth trailer, which is great in this lovely state that we live in Oklahoma. It is great for any condition outside because it has an air conditioner and a heater. One vertical that we also have in our business is outdoor games. So we bring the party to you. Not only do we have outdoor games, photo booths, and photography, we also can do your videography. And one thing that I learned during COVID is balloon art. I watched many hours of YouTube videos and workshops via Zoom to learn how to create these fabulous displays to be able to take and offer to our clients. It also enhances the photo booth, so we can offer just an upsell to balloons on the photo booth backdrop. And then here's just some examples of the photography. Weddings and seniors are probably my absolute favorite, but we really get to do some cool stuff from, we got to shoot this Phase 5 wake surfer out of Florida. He came to Oklahoma City for Norris Marine. We got to shoot that recently. And I obviously love dogs and I love shooting pet photography. Another thing that we can offer our clients when we're hustling for the business is graphic design. We can do invitations to parties, golf tournament announcements or announcements for social media engagements, and also thank you notes and Christmas cards, save the dates, and wedding invitations. So when someone comes and books, say, a photography package with Photoville, I start probing and asking who's doing your invitations, who's doing your videography, do you have a photo booth, do you want outdoor games? So I build value that people look at Photoville and say, wow, they're more than just a photo booth company, or wow, they're more than just a photography studio or an event photographer. We have so much value, one point of contact, and so I've been a marketing director, I've been an event planner, and I loved working with the fewest vendors possible to make me look good every single day. So that's exactly what I want to do in the Photoville company. We want to make our customers look good and we do all the work for them. And so that's what we try to tell everyone we can get on the phone or send an email to that will communicate with us. We will make you look good. We will work so hard. We're so passionate about what we do, and it shows, I believe, in our deliveries. So some of the questions you need to ask yourself. Why are you here? Why are you listening to me? What draws you into what I do? Are you wanting to make more? Will you get out of your comfort zone? Will you put those running shoes on and learn something new, learn a new skill set, be diverse in your offerings to your clients? And then, the biggest thing, in my opinion, is, are you willing to get out of that comfort zone? I know I said it, but I'm going to say it again. You have to be willing to get out of that comfort zone. If you are a light and airy photographer and you don't want to learn flash, you're limiting your market. If you only want to shoot newborns, how many people are having babies right now? The people that shoot just hospital delivery, what do they do during COVID? What are they doing now? Because we don't have that freedom to go into hospitals and capture those moments for our clients. So be diverse. And I will say this and say it again. The only place where success comes before work is the dictionary. I believe wholeheartedly, I was raised by my mom and dad to work hard, and it will, your hard work will obviously pay off in the long run. And I believe that. My mom is a school teacher and she's taught for 53 years. My dad is a retired Southwestern Bell IT director, but he still has a passion for photography, woodwork, and he keeps my business afloat sometimes because he makes things, he has ideas, he'll always share with me, and he always supports me in anything that I want to do for Photoville and our adventures. So the 5 things I'm going to talk to you today to grow your business is planning, getting the audience, style, networking, and training. So let's talk about planning. This is one thing when I do consulting with other photographers or other businesses, they don't have a plan. I ask them, what's your goals next month? I don't know. Here at Photoville, we have clear, distinct goals every week, every month, every quarter, and every year. Yes, we do celebrate our successes, but we work hard to get to be able to celebrate our successes. I look at my day. If I have a free 30 minutes, how am I going to fill that 30 minutes? Do I have a free hour, free week, free month, whatever it is? Plan your day and fill it with productive items. What does your month look like? Do you have monthly goals? Do you have quarterly goals? Do you have yearly goals? Sit down and focus on your company, your calendar, and your goals. And then COVID. What did you do for the 2 months that we were shut down? Did you sleep in bed and watch Netflix? Or did you get up and take classes and watch YouTube channels and network with other photographers and have Zoom meetings and have Zoom calls? Because if you didn't utilize that 2 months, you just wasted 2 months of uninterrupted time that you had for yourself. So a typical day in Jamie's world, I get up and I have a 30 to 45 minute hour workout. I spend time with my fur babies. I get out my calendar and I prioritize my workload. And that is the key word, prioritize. I have a huge workload. I have a workload every single day of my life, but I prioritize my day to make sure I'm not backtracking. And, one of the jobs I had, a part-time job in high school, is I was a waitress. And one thing that I learned is you don't go to the kitchen without taking your hands full. You don't come out of the kitchen without your hands full. Whether refilling drinks or taking empty dishes, it's the same with business, and it's the same with your photography. You have to utilize your day every single minute of your day. If you have a free day, fill it. If you have 2 free days, fill it. And I'm not saying with, a vacation or sitting in bed watching the documentary of something or Friends or, Grey's Anatomy. I'm talking about fill your day with something to make you good, to get to be great. So always think of that. How am I going to be? I'm good right now, but I want to be great. So how do I make that transition? And it's going to take filling your time and learning. I check out businesses' social media. I'm on it every single day. I see if they have gaps in their business. I see businesses that aren't posting. And if they're not posting, I'll reach out to them. Maybe it's because they don't have any content. Maybe it's because they had a full-time photographer, but through COVID, they had to let them go. So find the gaps in people's businesses and offer solutions for their gaps. Cold call. People hate it. I love it. Now, I was in sales at the Oklahoman, so I got a great training for cold calling. But people don't mind visiting with someone in person anymore because everybody wants to be behind the computer and behind your cell phone and texting. Get out, make that face-to-face communication, and get to know your customers. Send direct mail. I look at, who I haven't reached out to, and I send them a direct mail piece. Whether it's, hey, have you thought about your Christmas party? Do you have a date yet? Be forward thinking for these people, because right now it's October, and if you're not planning for December, you're missing out. We already have 35 Christmas party bookings in the month of December. So we have been on the phone, we have sent emails, we have sent direct mail pieces, we've visited. When we go to our clients or when we follow up, we ask them about future events down the road. And always start planning for the next day. Being in the event business with my photo booths and then photography, I always make sure my batteries are charged. Everything that I need for that event the next day is ready to go. So every single day, I always plan for the next day as well. Now let's talk about COVID. COVID was a rough time. It still is a rough time for most photographers and most small businesses. But again, if you did not utilize that time, it's not too late to start now. Obviously, you're watching PhotoCon on the virtual series, and I applaud you for that. But I am going to challenge you to not only learn whatever the instructors are teaching, but apply that and practice it and practice it and practice it and do it. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. So through COVID, we did personal promotion. I did videos. I had Zoom calls with my team. I challenged them. I would send them a picture. One Facebook group that I'm on is Inside the Box with Gary Box's group. I would send pictures because Gary is so forthcoming with his setups and how he shoots photography. I would send a pullback shot that Gary would post and say, hey guys, I want you to recreate this and send me your image. You know, because I had to continue to pay my employees. And so, you know, give yourself a challenge, whether it's on another social media page or another photographer's posted or done, recreate that so you can learn what they're doing. And through COVID, I had a new website built, and I spent probably a week and a half doing the CPP course through Chris Duncan. So I'm ready to take my CPP certification, and I'm so excited about that. Zoo Friends during COVID, we had an event called Safari Soiree. It was scheduled for an in-person event. Well, obviously due to COVID, they had to cancel the event. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, why don't we have it virtually? We can set up cameras. I can do 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks to pull this off. So I created all these videos because the show, the gala, the event was 2.5 hours long. So I went and filmed all these behind the scenes, interviewed the caretakers, learned about their enrichments and all the things that the Zoo Friends stand for. And we created these videos. And then this was a picture from the event where we had, you know, Command Central, where we had all the computers, and then Erica was our spokesperson that did the MC through the night. She kicked off the party, the virtual event, saying, hey, welcome, you know, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have all these videos. First off, we cut to the elephants to talk about their enrichment and how they're endangered and how the conservation efforts through the Oklahoma City Zoo is protecting these animals. And so we were able to educate people through this virtual event. And then Erica left our headquarters central, went into the zoo, and we did 5 live break-ins. So Erica was able to be on a camera like I am right now and talk to people at the event virtually. Not only did we do this, we also did a silent auction for them, and they raised more money than they did in the years past at the events being in person. So be a resource to your clients, even in times of COVID or pandemics that we're living through now. So be a solution. All right, so the next topic is getting the audience. So how often do you post on social media? How many times do you attend something or do something new? Attend a new church service, go to a new class at boot camp or at a gym, attend a new gym. Events posted on social media, do you follow up with them? Sponsor, do you sponsor anyone? If you see someone engaged, do you reach out to them? If you see someone asking for a venue suggestion or anything, a referral suggestion or anything, do you chime in or do you just remain silent? Empty mall spaces. Right now, more than ever, when businesses are closing and the malls look like a ghost town, the owners of those strip malls and the owners of malls want those empty spaces filled. So go to them, ask them if you can promote your photography or your photo booth business or, you know, whatever you're trying to promote. Ask them if you can utilize one of their spaces, make it look nice. Take some easels, take some nice framed portraits, and put them on display. Because businesses need artwork. So if you go get your hair done and they have blank walls, you know, do you have the conversation? Hey, I would love to come in here and do a lifestyle shoot of your customers getting their hair done. You know, and so capture those moments and then offer solutions for your business. Social media is one of the biggest mediums and biggest tools that photographers need to utilize. On your personal and on your business, post 5 times a week on Instagram and Facebook. Get people looking like you're busy. Nobody wants to book with a photographer that's not busy. So make it look like you're busy even if you're not. And like we talked about earlier, if you don't have something next week for a couple days, book something. Find a model. Find something to do. Challenge yourself. Find a pullback shot that another photographer has shared and recreate that setting. And like I said, make an attempt to do something new. This is just an example. I attended True Grit. I switched gyms. Within 1 week, I had a video job, 5 photography sessions, and 3 photo booth rentals. So get out of your comfort zone and meet new people, new faces, new business. Put yourself out of your comfort zone. Do you sit at the same pew at church? Sit somewhere else. Meet new people, new faces, new business. Go to small business hours, small business after hours. They're everywhere on Facebook. Network, meet new people, get a cheerleading squad for you to promote your business. On Facebook, it has an event calendar right there at your fingertips. Reach out to these events, see what they need, see if they need a photographer, a videographer, or what services you can offer, and be a solution for them. And maybe they didn't even think they needed a photographer, but I got news for you. You spend $10,000, $15,000 on an event, you better should have pictures of it. And then sponsor something. Anybody that will listen to me, I will preach this more than ever. I sponsor UCO Palm and I'm on my 4th year. I have shot 7 weddings just from UCO grads. They've booked over 30 photo shoots just for UCO. They sell for you. They're in Greek life. They're social. They're all over social media, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And they're models and they're beautiful. They're young. And the good thing about me is I use them as a street team. So when I go in and I present to John Vance or Seth Wadley or Bob Moore or the Oklahoma City Zoo, I say, hey, I have 22 girls on UCO Palm ready to be a street team for you. When you can offer a street team, you build value. You build value to your customers and you build validity to yourself. They promote, they tag you on social media. They work at your events. They volunteer. A lot of these girls have to have so many volunteer hours a year. And guess what? Since I give my time, they give me their time. Now let's talk about style. Do you have a style? Do you only have one style? Because I hope throughout this segment of the presentation, you will realize you need to have more than one style. Because like we talked about, if you're only a hospital birth photographer, what have you done for the last 6 months? If you're a newborn photographer, how many people are kind of reluctant to having newborn pictures because of COVID? And then do you show what you're capable of? You know, if you have many styles and you do many things, events, seniors, weddings, headshots, do you show all of that? And I will challenge you. Our industry's changing. It changes every day. I mean, since I've graduated high school, you know, we used to have newspaper, TV, and radio, and yellow pages. Well, all of those verticals are really going away. People are putting their advertising dollars either in their pockets and not spending it, or they're advertising through social media. So we have to be able to change. I learned film. Well, now it's all digital. And so you have to be able to change, adapt change, and then grow with it. Show your different styles. Product photography, headshots, studio with the flower on Ellie on the Taekwondo shot. So show your style. Nature, animals. You know, I love photographing at the Oklahoma City Zoo. Obviously, it's one of my clients, but I love photographing their animals. Seniors, lifestyle, those photos are all over my social media. And I hope all of you guys follow my social media at Rent Photoville. And I hope through all of that, you can see that I definitely hustle and I have a variety of work that we do. Okay, so you're saying, Jamie, you're making me exhausted. You do all of these things. But you know what? I have tools that help me. I have Squeegee, Upwork, and ReTouchUp. This is an example of a ReTouchUp job that I sent them. I photographed the UCO cheerleaders. Well, this guy was in class. So he couldn't be at the 6 o'clock photo shoot when this photo was taken, but he could be there at 7:30. So I took his image standing alone, just him on the football field. I marked where he should stand. I sent it to retouch-up. Within 24 hours, they had my image back to me with him in it. I'm good at Photoshop. I'm not great at Photoshop. And if I were to deliver that image, it would take me hours upon hours. And my time is more valuable than $10 of what it cost me to send to retouch-up. Squeegee. I love this website. It's $10 a month. And they have marketing tools, they have thank you note templates, they have Instagram templates, they have Facebook timeline templates, they have calendars, they have anything that you possibly could need for the photographer marketing side. This is just an example. Through UCO's sponsorship, I also manage their social media. And so this is a quick drag and drop Instagram story that I can do to promote or meet the team promotion that we do. Upwork. I send a lot of things to Upwork when I have audio, video, when we do videos, when I need the video and audio aligned, I'll send it to Upwork. A quick video production for some of my clients, I can send to Upwork and not be bogged down when I get behind on my workflow. So, how do you learn a new style? Obviously, you can take classes through Bedford. Bedford has photo walks. You can watch YouTube videos. You can second shoot. I love second shooting because it really allows me to be more creative and focus on the creative side of photography. MAPA is our Metro Professional Photographers organization. They have photo walks, they have classes, and they meet every month. Classes like these. Texas School and PPA videos. If you're not a member of PPA, I strongly encourage you to join. It's less than $400 a month. Less than $400 a year. It includes your insurance for your gear, and they have educational videos that you can watch free of charge. So one thing that we're going to talk about a little bit later on, but I wanted to show you this. Learn new tricks. Learn how to do the ring of fire or a wall of fire or lighting. So I'm going to back up one slide. So you're going to learn a new style by taking these classes, but then I want you to practice it. And this is so important. I'm going to say it in my last segment on training. Build a network. You must have a group of people in your back pocket that you can call at any time. You need to network also to grow your business with cake vendors, videographers if you're just a photographer, so they refer you. Build your network, not only with your team, but also people that will cheerlead and recommend you. So introduce yourself when you go to an event. So many times when I'm on the photo booth side, I'll go to a wedding, I'll set up my photo booth, and the photographer's like, not even gonna talk to me. Okay, that's ridiculous. We're all on the same team because guess what? We're here to make the bride and groom's day better. So network, leave your business card, give them a business card, ask for their Instagram handle, follow them on Instagram, and learn who your vendors are at events and network with them. And then tag your vendors when you publish your photos on social media. This is a story of hustling and building a network within my event. It's easier to keep and retain a client and get new clients at events when you do great work. Moen is the sponsor of the stemware at my event for Four Corners Homes. It was their design center grand opening, and we were there 4 hours. We're tired. I was doing the photo station with Prince. I had a videographer there and a photographer. Well, one of the guys has never really done splash photography. And I said, well, let's practice it. So we got a cup, we got some water, got some ice, got some limes, and started working on it. Well, when I delivered the pictures to the client in the gallery, this picture was included along with the other ones that we created that night. A couple weeks later, I get a call from Moen asking if I will do additional photography for them utilizing these beer glasses. Of course. So I brought them into the studio. Using the replica surfaces as backdrops, I created these images. Not only did I create the images, but I use replica surfaces for a lot of my product photography, and now they're one of my sponsors. So again, by networking, tagging people, you never know what's going to come out of it. And by me just tagging my work with their surfaces, they now sponsor me. And I have quite the collection, that's not all of them, of all of the replica surfaces. I have every single one of them that they have in inventory. And then let's talk about training. Nobody likes this word. Even some of my staff people are like, oh, we're training again. Yes, we are training again. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, always try to train someone. Don't have your nose stuck up in the air like, well, I'm a drone pilot and I'm not going to teach, because I got news for you. This little boy's 3 years old. He was mesmerized with me and my drone. He did not leave my hip. He watched me every single day. And now I get to go to his home, do work for his parents, and he watches me every single time I fly my drone. So no matter what you're doing, train people and then be trained. So it goes two ways. And this is what kills me, is because everybody will post little selfies that, hey, I'm at imaging, or hey, I'm at this class with MEPA, or I'm at this class with PPA, and then you do nothing with it. Think about a professional athlete. They call themselves a professional basketball player. They get paid millions of dollars, but they work out 3 or 4 times in the morning. They go to practice, and then they have therapy. They watch film, they do training, train. They can keep what it takes to stay a professional. Do you? Ask yourself, when's the last time you went to a class, and then when's the last time you practiced what you learned? So if you went to a lighting class, did you practice what you learned in that lighting class? Did you call models in and say, hey, I just need 2 hours of your time because I just went to this class. I'm so excited about it, and I want to take the time to practice on you. Any good images, I'm going to give them to you for free. So don't just go to a class, take a selfie, post it on social media, saying that you're there. Do something with it. And then make a time to train every week. It is a must. If you have staff members, train them. Also, get trained. Always keep people around you and idolize people that are so much better than you, and practice what they do. I love what Gary Box does. He always pulls pullback shots, takes it, tells exactly what his flash was on, exactly what his camera is on, and then I practice it. Not only do I practice it, but then I try to do something a little bit different. I'll never be as good as Gary Box, but I'm trying. Same with Robert Trawick. He offers all these classes. He does podcasts, he does webinars. He encourages people to go second shoot with him. And so just find people. Don't find one person. Find 10 and shadow them and learn and grow and become a better photographer. If you've never been to Texas school, I encourage you to go. 5 years ago, I went for my first time. This picture right here is my first class that I took. And it was called, You Have a Camera, You Call Yourself a Professional, Now What? After that week-long class, it was very eye-opening for me. I made a promise to Sophie and Steve Winslow, our instructors that day. I said, I am going to not let you down. Everything you taught in this class, I'm going to practice. Not only did I practiced and practiced and practiced. And then fast forward 5 years now, last year at Texas school, I was a wrangler for Gary Box's class. So I have grown so much as a photographer. I know I have so much farther to go, but again, know how you learn. I learn in a small environment. I learn one-on-one, and that's exactly what Texas school delivers. It is a week long. You're with one instructor. You start class at 7 a.m. and you finish some nights at 10, 11 o'clock at night, but it is jam-packed with education, and they teach you, you do it, and then you do it again. Excuse me. Texas school not only teaches you, but they have hands-on instruction. You get out and shoot models, you edit, and then you do it all over again. So Texas school was the best way for me to learn and become a better photographer. And then, like I said, you have to practice your photography. Professional athletes get paid, so do you. You get paid to take photos, but then why are people continually going to pay you? Are you learning new skills? Are you learning to be a better editor? Are you learning lighting? Whatever it is, get out and practice. And when I said, if I have a free day, I'm going to call a client and be like, hey, can I take a Subaru with a 10 on it and go camping? I'm going to create all these memories, all these photos, all this content for you. And I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice everything I learned at Texas School, or everything I learned at PhotoCon, or everything I learned at PPA, and I'm going to practice that craft. And so you do this because you love photography, I hope. Because every time you get out and you practice your photography, you're going to deliver and get better and be able to deliver solid images when you're put on the spot and hired for a job. Second shooting. I love second shooting weddings because it allows you to be more creative and not feel the pressure of being the lead photographer. These are 2 images that I shot as a second shooter. I saw them, I recreated them, I changed a couple of things and delivered them, and the person that hired me to second shoot, these were 2 of their favorite images on the ring shots. So we've talked about 5 things, and I told you we were going to talk about 5 things, but there is a 6th. And the reason I am going to do this is because this is how I practice and I deliver to my clients. I under-promise and over-deliver, and that's so important. So the 6th thing is follow-up. You have tons of leads at each event. If it's a wedding, you have a caterer, you have a DJ, you have a florist, you have a videographer if you're doing the photography, photo booth. You have all of these vendors that you worked with. Send them a thank you note. If you were the photographer and you captured the minister, send him some pictures. If you got centerpieces of the floral arrangements, send them the pictures and thank them for making that bride, light up when she saw the flowers that night when she walked into the reception. Thank them on social media. Thank all the vendors. And thank you notes. I will say it and say it and say it again. Write thank you notes. Every time you do a session, whether it's a high profile business, corporate that you just did headshots for, or a single realtor that came to your studio and did headshots, a senior that you took downtown to do some photography with, a product photography shoot, send thank you notes and thank them for their business. Here are examples of what some of our thank you notes look like. They're all relevant to the verticals that they hire us for. So this one's obviously photography, that one's our photo booth, and it has all of our photo booth. So they may have hired me just for the open air white photo booth, but then they're getting a thank you note that has every type of photo booth we have. So they're like, oh, I didn't know she had a photo booth trailer. We're about to have an outdoor picnic, and that would be great. And so they will call back. So always send thank you notes. And I have a saying, be hungry or be busy. You decide. It's up to you. Do you want to be busy, or do you want to be starving? Because I don't get these curves by not eating, and I definitely want to have to stay busy so I can continue to get new business, retain my business, and then obviously I don't have to starve. So everyone on this Zoom call today, thank you so much. I would love to connect with you. You can friend me on Facebook at Jamie Massey Cobb. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram on my business page, which is at Rent Photoville. And I appreciate all of you for coming today. I do want to close by challenging you. Please, please, please find 5 images, whether it's on my Facebook or Gary Box's Facebook or Robert Trawick's Facebook or whatever photographers you follow. Find an image that they have done with the pullback shot and try to recreate it. Practice it, watch videos, and then take that concept, what you learn, into the market, get a model, play, have fun, and just learn a new style. If you like my pet photography pictures, my dogs are always available for modeling, and they would love to be models for you. They're easy because they know exactly what to do. Every time I set up something in my studio, they're like posing and ready for their picture, and then I'm like, oh, no, we have an infant coming today, or a toddler session, or a cake smash session. And then they're like, but they're great models because they always help me test the lighting. So again, practice, challenge yourself, and stay busy. Don't be hungry. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone stay healthy. I hope we can do this next year in person. And I just want to say thank you.